holistic approach through an essay. All right. And the final one would be for you to prepare a short review of technical materials. Okay, what is a review? Anyone has any idea of what is a review? Can someone tell me?
A feedback.
Okay, a feedback. Very good. Let's say you have just bought a smartphone, right? And then you have experienced the phone. And then you can actually share your review about the product that you have used. Okay, so is it the same with product description? Anyone? Review and product description.
It's a quite same, madam,
Why are you saying it's the same?
because the purpose of what they do is want to describe the things.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but what is extra for a review? Okay, both would describe, right, a product, but what is extra in a review?
Review is after we use the things, or else we have explored the inside of the things.
Very good. It's like you are sharing your testimonial, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, like, influencers or brand ambassadors, they should experience the product first before they can give their reviews and testimonials. Okay, I'm trying to put it into a context that is familiar to you. Okay, so if you never use the product, is it legit for you to make a review of it? No, right? So you won't be honest because you have not experienced the product. Okay, so review is different in the sense that you have experienced the product and you are sharing your point of view about it. Okay, apart from describing the product. Okay, so what are the typical reviews that you have watched people do? There are many kinds of review actually. Anyone?
Food review, product review.
Wow, food review. Anyone who is, okay, let's talk about social media influencers, right? Anyone, can you name a few of your favorite food reviewer?
Rohaizi. He's a good.
Raizi?
Yeah, he's an influencer.
What kind of food? Street food?
Sophia, doctor.
Baiki, popcorn.
All kind of food.
Cookies, popcorn,
Cookies.
choco jar. What else?
Minyak.
Those are the reviewers?
Yeah.
Do you know ketchup?
Sophia.
Do you know ketchup?
They do for live.
Okay. So these kind of people, they are getting side income, right? From doing reviews on food and other stuff lah. Okay. So someone mentioned just now food review. What else? Gadget, right? Gadget review. Okay. The best is if you get some sponsorship, right, from the brand manufacturer, and you are given the product for free, and then you test it, and then you give your review. Okay, but of course you need to have massive amount of followers. Okay, that's how it works nowadays, right? Okay, so that is for review. So that means before you can review something, you need to be someone who has the authority on that field. That means if you want to review food, you need to be a foodie. Kan? If you're not someone who is interested in food, would people be convinced with your review? Probably not, yeah? Okay, so review would depend on your area of expertise and then people can relate, can match. Or else people will question, why is she reviewing gadget when she doesn't really use gadget in her daily lives? So people can question, all right? So later I will inform you what are the things that you need to review. Okay, but in our context here, you are going to review technical materials. What kind of technical materials? Okay, that one to be discussed later. All right. So let's look at the assessments. Just now I mentioned that there'll be no final exam. Okay, so lectures 2 hours per week. This is for the typical or conventional class, 2 hours. Okay, but online, 20 minutes for every 1 hour. Okay, because of attention span, data, and so on. Okay, your first assessment would be your product description. That will carry 30%. And then your argumentative essay, 40%. And finally, your text review, 30%. Okay, so these items have been selected, bearing in mind that these are the things that are relevant to you as engineering students. Okay, but along the course, you can actually give your feedback if you think that, you know, these writing tasks are not really relevant to what you are doing in UTEM, in your degree. Okay, because I think this is the third semester this new course is running. So we are continuously improving the syllabus. Okay, your feedback is very much appreciated. Okay, so we are now here, week 1, lecture 1. Okay, it's more to introduction, academic writing. Okay, when we talk about writing in general, there are so many things. All right. But when we put it into a certain context, academic writing, so we know that this is the writing that is meant for academic environment. Okay, so academic writing, will it be the same like when you're posting a social media content, for example? It won't be the same. Okay, because when you write for academic writing, who would be your audience? Who would be your readers? Can anyone tell me? For academic writing. Any try? For academic writing documents, who will read? Are we talking about specific audience? No idea? Okay, it has to be formal because it is meant for people in the academic setting. Okay, it can be your lecturer, okay, or people from the same course like you are in. Okay, and then when you're talking about writing, writing is a process. Okay, as opposed to, let's say, speaking. Speaking, it can be very impromptu. Okay, any idea what is impromptu? What's the meaning of impromptu? If I tell you, we're going to have impromptu speech today. What does it mean? Impromptu speech.
Spontaneous.
Spontaneous.
Right, good. It's not prepared speech, right? That means you would be given like maybe 2 or 3 minutes only to prepare something, okay? And then you have to straight away deliver your speech. That is impromptu speech, okay? But for writing, it is a process. You need to do certain things before you can put everything into a certain kind of essay writing, okay? So what are the typical processes involved when you are writing? Do you when you get an instruction, do you simply straight away write it down? Not really, right? Okay, there'll be processes involved. Okay, firstly, what do? If it's going to be group work, so you need to brainstorm with your members. Okay, try to understand the instruction given or the topic given. Okay, and then what's next? You may start to do some kind of outlining. Okay, outlining, or some people call it mind mapping. All right. It depends on the approach that you prefer to use. Okay, mind mapping is for people who are very visual. They want to see things, in some forms, in some shapes. So you can do anything like fish bone ke, kan, or the cloud. Okay, some people would just prefer a simple outlining where, okay, you confirm what is the structure of the writing. For example, if you are writing a product description, what is the structure? Okay, what do you have to do? First paragraph, what is it? Second paragraph, what? And ending paragraph, what? If you're writing a kind of argumentative essay, what are the elements? What are the structure? Okay, you have to determine that first. Okay, then only you put your points according to the structure. Okay, do you have main arguments? Do you have topic sentence? Okay, do you have supporting details? Do you have conclusion, everything? Okay, so this is what we call as the outlining process. Okay, and then finally you can start to write your first draft. Okay, writing, there's always different drafts because the first time you write it, you may not get, you know, the best version of your writing. Okay, so let's say if you're writing for your FYP, final year project, okay, you won't be able to write, you know, let's say you are telling yourself, oh, I want to do chapter 1 today. Normally, in very normal circumstances, you would actually need, you know, few days, okay, to complete one chapter, because the first time you write it, you figure, A, I need to include this. A, the format for citation is wrong. So you have to redo everything. Okay, so it involves drafting. Okay, and then as you continuously, you know, improve your draft, finally you get the final version of your writing. So that's why it is called as writing has its own process. It's not something that you can spontaneously do, like speaking. Okay, for speaking, you can do it spontaneously. Not like when you're communicating with me, right? You don't have to keep on drafting things in your mind, even though you may have that stage when you're trying to speak in English because you're trying to translate, right? Okay, but it's not much of drafting as opposed to writing. Okay, and then product description, I'll share with you what are the purpose, the format, the style, and so on. Okay, and then when you're preparing your product description, what are the language elements important for the product description? For example, we have linkers, adjectives, and adverbs. Okay, and then what else? Sentence construction. Okay, we have complex. We have relative clause that can help you to extend your sentence, because at your level, you need to be able to use a variety of sentence types. Okay, and then finally some editing. Okay, maybe we have to make sure whether you're using the right tenses. Okay, just a quick check. When you're doing product description, what tense should you use? We have simple past tense, simple present, simple future tense. I mean the basic ones. So which tense for product description? Any idea?
Present tense.
Present tense. Yes. Okay. Any examples of document that you can see product description? I give you one. A website, product website. For example, if you go to Sonic website, you can see a lot of product description, but it's in the form of a website. So give me other examples apart from website. For example, when you go to Lawyat.
Flyers, madam.
Good, flyers. Right. The sellers, the prices. What else? Manual. Very
Pops
good.
up advertisement.
Pops up advertisement. All right. That one's on
Facebook ads.
Facebook ads.
Billboard.
Billboards. Wow. You can see U10 billboard, right? On the highway. What does it tell?
Yeah.
Do you maksud U10?
UTM is the best. Yeah.
Okay, I hope you're being honest, not sarcastic. What else? What about books? Brochures. Okay, brochures, very good. Pamphlets, leaflets, booklets, right? Let's say there's a car show at Aeon Mall. They put, what's the latest? They put, what is the latest car that we have in the market today?
X50, Proton X50.
X50. Apa? What is that? Proton ke apa?
Proton, Proton.
X50.
Yes.
Oh, that one is newer than X70 lah.
Yes.
Okay, so they put one X50 there, and then typically the salesperson will give you nowadays I think for car they give you booklet tau. They don't give macam like pamphlet or brochures are meant for less expensive things. Okay, but if you want to buy a car or a house, they will give you booklet. They will tempt you, they can goda you with all the visuals, all the appealing copywriting. What is copywriting? Okay, copywriting is also a form of writing, but that is more to people who are not from the technical field. Okay, you can see, there's a difference in copywriting and a typical product description. Okay, product description is simply informative, but if you do copywriting, there's a lot of punchline, catchy sentences, right? Things like, why wait for 2 months when you can blah 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 blah. They play with words. That is copywriting. Okay. What are the brands that you think are very good with copywriting? Bila you baca ke IG dia tu, wah, memang confirm you feel like buying. Okay, that is the power of copywriting. Okay, so normally people would hire, for big companies, they would hire copywriters. So the copywriters are typically people who graduate in language studies. Okay, but for engineers, there are situations when engineers have to do the copywriting. What's the example? Let's say if you're working for a small company, so you are the engineer, you are the copywriter, you are the one who will do the pamphlet, you of the works. Okay, because it's a small company, so you'll be wearing lots of hats. Kan? You will do the inspection, you are involved in the R&D and so on. Okay, but it's different when you're working in a big company where you can see they have experts in different fields. Okay, marketing side would have this kind of people. Okay, people from the social science field. Perhaps for R&D, definitely from engineering background. Okay, so you may be required to supply the technical information, okay, of the product, for example. Okay, to make it, catchy and persuasive, that would be the people in the marketing department's work. Okay, so those are the pros and cons of working in a small and big companies. Okay, but when you're working in a small company, you get to learn a lot of things. Because why? Simply because you are doing so many things on your own. Okay, you get to explore marketing works, you get to explore research work, maintenance works. Okay, so you get to learn a full spectrum of things. So we are not saying that working in a small company is bad. Okay, there are pros and cons. Okay, so that is something for you to consider when you want to apply for jobs later. Yeah. So you are now in your second year, third year?
Second year.
Second year. All right. So you're still like in the middle, right, of your degree years. It's for you to explore. Okay. What kind of environment do you want to work in later? Okay. All right. And then we'll do argumentative essay. Okay. Then we have short review. Then that will be it. Okay. Altogether 14 weeks. Okay. If you have any problem or any concern about the teaching plan, ask me. Okay. So now I'm going to give you this link to Mentimeter. Can you retrieve the link